Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Aussie McNugget and today we are going to be carrying on, I would say hot on the heels, but we're really not, on Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. So in the last episode, once again, I don't feel we made much headway. We got a couple of testimonies from people in the area, but once again we were mainly playing the errand boy for everyone around to gain tiny nuggets of information. So today we're going to carry on and see if we get any further and get any more information to find out who Jack the Ripper really could be. So with that said and done, let us continue our journey. Let's untangle myself. Okay, so yeah, I remember now we left ourselves at the police station. I think we'd done everything else we were supposed to. Anything in the bin? No, that just looks disgusting. This bloody camera. Come on, focus. Thank you. Okay, so we're back at the police station. This is where we found our letter. So let's see if this good fellow has any info.
So, how far along are the investigations into these two recent murders?
Everyone around here believes both crimes were committed by the same man. But as for the Hanbury Street and Bucks Row crimes, nobody has heard or seen a thing.
Typical.
By the way, have you heard of a Dr. Tumblety?
No. Is it important?
Yes. Well, no, maybe. Actually, I don't know.
Yes,
I have heard about this man, his
no.
frequent nocturnal outings and bizarre behaviour.
They have a very nice way of sprucing up, going out to find a prostitute.
The last I heard was that he was staying at Finley's place, the man who was looking for me a few days ago.
It would greatly assist us if you could ask Finley what your strange associate looks like. We could then see if the description matches any witness accounts.
He looks like this.
Tumblety is a man around 5'11", about 55 years old, extravagantly dressed and with a rather distinctive voice. He boards at Finley's. You should know where that is, as the police were there only yesterday. Their arrival coincided with a strange gas leak.
Ah, yes, I know where you mean. Indeed, there was an odd affair with the gas. It was rather unsettling. We were searching for a well-known scoundrel who was ratted out by Squibby, the chap we followed and saved from the pack a few days ago. This thug, no pity Bluto, must have been in the abandoned building in question. But there was no sign of him when we arrived.
Hence why he wants a gas man.
An inspector said that, given the smell, the thingamabob that supplies gas to the building was probably damaged. So we took no risks and were called away somewhere else.
Did you not fix the gas issue?
I will take my leave, Humphreys.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Well, it would seem that I have all the information I need for my investigation. Anyway, this fellow Bluto at the Wasp's Nest is rather shady and doesn't look like he'll want to cooperate.
So now
I'd be
we're going
better
back to
off
Baker
returning
Street.
to Baker Street. Holmes will certainly know what to do.
Okay,
Besides,
let's go.
I am worn out.
I keep pressing the wrong button.
Let's go back to Baker Street.
Let's go.
Home, sweet home. There we are, Holmes. I've told you in great detail everything that happened last night.
Excellent work, Watson. We shall now be prepared to answer a few questions about the horrible murder in Hanbury Street.
Do you think we are now in a position to find out the identity of the murderer of these two women?
Doubt
no,
it.
I don't think so.
It's
outside of our scope and not our responsibility. As much as you've done for Leather Apron and the affair with the pills, our mission is to help the police by ensuring that they don't get caught up following false leads and to point them in the right direction. Let us start from what we know with some certitude. As you have just said, it is almost certain that the same person killed the Bucks Row and Hanbury Street victims. The reason to assume as much are numerous, and I shan't elaborate here. What do these two victims have in common?
Perhaps they both knew someone in common.
Quite literally, you're right, the killer. But that doesn't tell us much.
Oh.
Had these two women had an acquaintance in common, the police investigation would most certainly have found out about it.
I doubt it.
And yet it didn't.
Okay, so they had the same profession.
It's true, these two women were in the same profession, but...
Oh,
Indeed, Watson, these two women were both prostitutes. That
There we
is of
go,
vital
say it how it
importance,
is.
Watson.
My memory from your examination of the scene is rather hazy. Didn't you say something about the killer's frame of mind?
I was talking about the victim's possessions that were placed on the ground and the rings missing from Annie Chapman's finger. This killer is a cunning predator, comes from a rather humble background, and shows steely self-control in carrying out the murders.
Something is puzzling me, Holmes. Richardson's testimony contradicts the time of death given by Dr. Phillips, which also matches my own, 4:30 a.m.
And yes, we shall confirm that, Watson, and attempt to determine the precise time of death. In order to do that, we will need to place everyone involved on a timeline. Only after that will we be able to place the knife symbolizing our killer.
okay. So is that
Let's
what
look
we're
at
doing
our
now?
timeline, Watson.
We're looking at the timeline. So this one? Okay, right. So we've got to put... What could I physically put? And that one? I still need further documents. What else could I have? Oh, okay. Where is that other geezer? That one? No. Oh. There we go, right. So, estimate of the time of death according to Doctors Watson and Phillips go
Let's
at
put the
4:30.
time of death as assessed by Dr. Phillips on the timeline.
Let's put that right at the top.
The assessment of the time of the murder given by Dr. Phillips and yourself, Watson, 4:30 a.m.
Miss Long sees a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury
Now,
Street.
for the most important part, the testimony of Miss Long. She claims to have seen a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury Street sometime around... What time, Watson?
Shit. So about 5:30.
Let us assume, therefore, that Miss Long's testimony is, as is most certainly the case, true. She places her meeting with the victim at around 5:30, claiming to have heard a clock chime on the half hour at the moment when she enters the street.
Right. So we've got Richardson arrives at his mother's, which was... Right the morning it happened, I head that way to see if my old mum has finally place been broken in. It was 4:45 when I got there. Five minutes after. So 2:45 and then 5 minutes after. Oh shit. I could have just clicked that right.
Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline.
He said 4:45, right? Yeah. And 5
Now,
minutes
let's put
after.
the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline.
5 minutes after.
Despite the great respect I have for Dr. Phillips and the value I place on our friendship, my deepest conviction is that both of you are mistaken and that Richardson is in the right and that these 2 testimonies put down in writing have real worth.
But how? Explain yourself, Holmes.
Explain yourself.
Remember how you assessed the time of death? You touched the fingers and body of the victim, but it was remarkably cold for this time of year. In addition, the corpse had been drained of bodily fluids. Its heat retention was therefore no longer the same as that of an intact corpse.
Egad! You're right, Holmes.
Oh, I've had some time to research, Watson.
Given these facts, my first diagnosis may have been off by half an hour, perhaps even an hour.
Thus, we can confirm Richardson's statement and establish that the murder was committed after 4:50 a.m. and not before 4:30 a.m.
Okay. So Mr. Kadosh is in his garden for a few minutes, then goes back in. He hears voices. So let's have a look what he says. On the morning of the murder, the witness entered the yard at 5:20. Right, let's just do that one first. 4:20. 5:20. Oh my god.
Our next witness is Albert Kadosh. Albert Kadosh goes down into his
about 4
garden
minutes.
at approximately 5:20, and on re-entering his home, hears voices in number 29's garden. Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline.
So about 4 minutes. God, you've got to be... There we go.
Kadosh goes back down into his garden approximately 4 minutes after having left it, and hears the sound of an impact against the wooden fence.
Okay, and then this one, when he left, it was about 5:32 a.m.
Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline.
There.
Kadosh leaves the garden, enters his house, then leaves for work, seeing the clock on the Spitalfields church showing 5:32.
And what time did you two arrive? I don't know what time we got there. Wrong button.
We left the station at 6 o'clock, and it took us 20 minutes to arrive at Hanbury Street.
So about 6:20. Oh, come on.
Our arrival at the scene occurred at around 6:20. Given the distance separating the two locations, we can deduce that the corpse wasn't discovered after 6 o'clock, and therefore that the murder must have been committed before. Excellent, Watson. All our people are now in place.
Yes, but Holmes, Miss Long claims to have seen the victim at around 5:30. But according to Kadosh, someone, most certainly the victim and her murderer, was already in the garden at 5:30.
Excellent observation, Watson. It must be noted, however, that these two witnesses, Long and Kadosh, saw the time shown on the clocks in the area, which are often inaccurate and went by their empirical and, in this case, erroneous estimate of how much time had passed. Thus, neither of these two times can be considered reliable.
Do you mean to say that these two testimonies might match?
Indeed. Let's put Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30.
It's 2 minutes before 5:30 is.
Let's add Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30 a.m.
So that'd be 5:28.
Mr. Kadosh claims to have passed by the Spitalfields church at 5:32, which, given the distance from 27 Hanbury Street, would mean he was still at home at 5:31. Let's therefore put the end of his testimony at 5:31.
Really? You want me to move it just a smidge?
Miss Long heard the man say to the victim, "Will you?" To which the victim responded, "Yes," which would suggest that an agreement was reached and that the transaction was imminent. They then proceeded to enter the garden, which puts the voices heard by Kadosh at 5:29. We had thought that Kadosh had left 27 Hanbury Street at 5:31 after having heard an impact against the fence. Thus, 2 minutes passed between the moment when Kadosh entered the house after having been in the garden the first time and the moment when he returned to go out again and leave for work. How long did he estimate this interval to be? 3 to 4 minutes. In light of all this, Watson, we can finally establish the time of Chapman's murder. Now, place the knife at the exact time.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to actually be listening? Oh no. 3 to 4 minutes from here until 5:33. Have I just messed this up? No, I haven't, that's fine. No. I didn't hear what he said. Should we go and bang on 5:30? Haha.
Now then, taking into account that the local clock isn't exact and that a young man was off by a minute or two in his estimations of his comings and goings, we can confirm Miss Long's testimony and place the time of the crime at approximately 5:30.
Plink. Yeah.
But in that case, Holmes, the man that Miss Long saw is none other than...
That's right, Watson. It was the Whitechapel killer.
To think that Miss Long and Kadosh were only a few feet away from him.
Indeed, Watson. Had Miss Long passed just a little closer to the victim and her assassin, or had the young Kadosh popped his head over the fence out of curiosity, the killer would most certainly already be behind bars.
That's crazy.
Some stroke of luck he had there.
I couldn't agree more, Watson. But his luck didn't end there, given the mutilations inflicted upon this poor woman. What must be considered above all is the killer's obvious wish to remove one and only one specific organ. His surgery pinpointed the exact spot, avoiding superfluous incisions. This suggests the man possesses at least a minimal anatomical knowledge.
Are you suggesting a doctor or a butcher?
Perhaps, but the possibilities are still too broad to conclude with any certainty. Now for the motive. Despite my almost complete lack of practical experience on the subject, I have a rather precise idea of the usefulness of a uterus and a vagina. Nonetheless, once they are separated from their usual envelope, I am more circumspect as to the uses one can make of them. What do you think, Watson?
Right.
Need a board, Watson.
Is that your way of telling me to come over here? Oh no. Specimen for the sole purpose of study.
Perhaps it was intended as a study specimen.
I have little faith in that theory. Hardly anything was taken from the Bucks Row victim.
Okay then, black magic.
Black magic?
Watson, this line of investigation is far too vague. We don't have a single clue in support of such a motive. We can eliminate this hypothesis.
Okay.
Holmes, what if it was cannibalism?
Even if the idea is unbearable, we can't ignore it as a possibility.
Oh, icky. As a trophy?
A desire for some sort of morbid trophy.
I'd be inclined to dismiss this motive. If this were the case, why would nothing have been removed from the Bucks Row victim?
Good point. But it could be for money?
Elementary. What emerges from these possible motives for having removed the uterus
Right.
from the second victim is that they implied that the killer could have carried out the same thing on the Bucks Row victim, yet didn't. This brings us to a terrible conclusion. Our killer has evolved in the space of only a few days, and if that's the
point.
case, had he already struck before the first murder to which we attribute him? And if the killer strikes again, what atrocity awaits his next victim?
We have to
Not
stop
a
him,
great one,
Holmes.
We shall
from
do
what
our
I've heard.
best. This recent business of jar filled with formalin and of the American doctor might be a lead. Watson, inquire among medical circles to ascertain if there is a black market for human organs. The chances are slim, but this must be pursued.
Very well.
Right.
What about you, Holmes?
I will send word to Inspector Aberline regarding our recent conclusions. I should also like to become a gas man and pay a visit to Bluto at the Wasp's Nest.
Understood, Holmes. I think one of my old university colleagues who works at the London hospital will be able to help me. I shall write him a note at once. He should be able to see me during the day. Afterwards, shall we meet here?
Yes, Watson. See you later, and good luck.
Okay, so we're going investigating again. So
I
where?
must get to the London hospital where my old university colleague works.
Okay, so that's where we're going now. We're going to the hospital.
To the London hospital. Quick.
Off we go. He keeps doing that, doesn't he? And when he's talking, he's like, yes, yes. There's babies in jars.
My colleague agreed to meet me
Hello?
here in one of the London hospital rooms reserved for students.
Ah, John, you're there already. Punctual as always. Tell me, you don't seem to be in good shape. Is it possible that your recent marriage is making you this morose?
Ah,
Is that his
you
way of
know
saying
me
I'm
well,
fat?
Andrew. No, it's a strange and terrible affair that concerns me. Have you read my
What
note?
does it mean?
Yes, I admit that I was surprised. It just so happens that I, too, was asking questions about our morgue.
Very serious and happy and quiet. That's what morose means. There we go. We've learned a new word.
What do
Well,
you
I
think?
have.
Have you heard of any organ trafficking within?
No, John. No doubt there exists some exchange between colleagues. Not quite legal, of course, but nothing that can qualify as trafficking.
Okay.
Since the Anatomy Act of 1832,
Oh, dear.
which permitted the use of unclaimed corpses for science, the black market trade was definitely halted. There are sufficient subjects available for all practitioners and students. This I can confirm.
Well, organ trafficking as a lucrative trade is out of the question. Then what is troubling you with the morgue?
You are talking about trafficking organs, but I suspect there is trade in whole bodies.
Okay. But what?
do you
You
mean
can
to
just cut
say?
the bodies up to get the
Whole
organs
bodies
out.
are disappearing?
Well, it's confidential, but I know of your discretion and your friendship with the famous Sherlock Holmes. I can tell you that a few corpses have recently disappeared from the hospital morgue. Cadavers that were intended for dissection. That is to say, not claimed. Poor, unknown people.
Might have to get a new
If
controller.
a single corpse had disappeared, it might have been a bad joke. There are many students who pass through here. It's even a meeting spot. For the majority, they are here to work. A few come here in secret to practice. It also happens that instruments or organs go missing. Nothing alarming, but so many corpses. It's very troubling.
So someone's nicking the whole corpse, not
But
just.
the hospital doctors
the
aren't
innards.
doing anything?
No.
So he did it again.
That is to say, they would prefer not to call the police at this point. An investigation would no doubt result in the suspension of authorizations for the use of unclaimed corpses. Do you think that you could intercede on our behalf with Sherlock Holmes to clear up this situation?
Which corpses are missing?
I don't know exactly, but I can make an exact
Off you
list
go.
if you would like to wait here for a few
let me
minutes.
explore.
Feel free to look around the room while you wait. It'll bring back memories.
All
Thank
right.
you, Andrew.
I will. Thank you. Let's start from left to right.
It's here that students come to carry out
I
their
hate that I can't
experiments.
move when he's talking. Oh.
This surgical instrument resembles a screwdriver. How amusing. It might come in handy. I will return it later.
was going to say, what was he saying about stuff going missing?
It's here that students come to carry out their experiments. This rag is full of grease. It certainly wasn't used for a dissection. Was someone doing some mechanical work here? These wheeled trolleys are very handy for laying out surgical instruments. This wheel won't roll despite all of the added grease.
Wonder if I can use a screwdriver on that.
Curious, as Holmes would say.
A scroll a lot. That's all I've got.
A message. I'll be... Why the devil was it hidden here?
Ethan Levy, 7 years old, son of a Sarah and Jacob Levy, hospitalised 18th of May, syphilis, advanced stages. Oh. The magnet is in the heart. Use the board.
An old prescription. Poor child, so young, yet terminally ill. Strange, someone scrawled something. Part of it is in Latin. These are instructions, it would seem.
The guy that got nicked for nicking something.
The last lesson must have been about the human heart. And for a class of beginners, I expect, as this diagram is rather rudimentary.
Rudimentary, so as in not very good?
It's here that students come to carry out their experiments.
So you keep saying, my good man.
An encyclopedia of anatomy. A page on the human heart is dog-eared. Let's see.
Right. So if I put that with that for whatever reason... Oh.
There is a heart in this jar. Based on its colouring, it hasn't been there long. And it looks like the drawing on the
magnet
board.
is in the heart.
This jar contains two lids with combination locks.
Right, so let's get the Encyclopedia of Anatomy out. And this one. So, vena cava superior. Which is the top one. So that's 1. So, blue heart to 1. Or blue hand to 1. Valva aortae. Which goes to number 5. So the red one to 5.
Look, there was a bit of paper stuck between the two lids.
Mine. Heart's message, number 6. Okay, and then the atrium sinistrum, which on there is number 8 according to the board. So that's blue to 8. So blue's on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then truncus pulmonalis. Truncus, not truncum. So that's that one, which is number 2.
Incredible. Someone has hidden a magnet in this heart. But to what end?
Let me have it. Oh, check me out. Number 6. All these desks are numbered. So it's this one.
Incredible. There is a magnet with a hook behind this pane of glass. I am in need of something.
Probably a magnet. Okay. Oh, they move opposite each other. No. Okay. We'll do it that way. No? Oh shit, that made me jump. So how the hell do I do this then? I can't go too low. Oh, for fuck's sake. That noise just makes me jump every time. Okay, I didn't that time because I was too... Right. I need to keep an eye on both of them because they move at opposite... Right. Right, they can't touch. Right, that was just a stupid mistake. I can't go any lower with it. So that one with the hook will have to go. This way, but then... I swear they went wrong when I touched them. Oh, that's just ridiculous. How many attempts did that take?
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
I can't believe that. I didn't know I could...
A hole? I could make out something inside, but how to get it out?
I didn't
I
know
will
I
need a
could do
hook.
that. I've got one now, funnily
found
enough.
A coded message. I do believe I will need Holmes.
Here is the list, John.
Wow.
The missing corpses are those of a woman, 40 years old, beginning of August, another 55 years old 2 weeks ago, and recently a young woman. These corpses had nothing in common except that they didn't have any apparent lesions.
All of this is very troubling.
Okay, so
Well,
nothing to
I
show
think
on
that
the
I
face
have all
or
of the
skin.
information possible, and I promise that I will do what I can to clear up this business. I must leave you, my friend, and
In the name of our friendship,
Please, don't go so stare.
to be sure.
I want
Thanks
hug.
again, Andrew.
it is I who must thank you, John. Don't forget to keep me up to date and say hello to your charming wife for me.
Count on me, Andrew.
Well, that was some big brain work, and
I
then
must go to the Wasp's Nest
not
to find this
very
rogue
big
that
brain
Watson
work.
dubbed Bluto. He may be able to provide information on Dr.
Whee!
Tumblety. This
Blech.
lead, although tenuous, is well worth following. I must return to Whitechapel, but it would be better if I did so incognito.
let's dress up as a map. Okay.
I must return to Whitechapel, but it would be better if I did so incognito.
Oh, he came out of this room, didn't he? Is this your bedroom, Holmes? I do not have a reflection. There's a wig. It's the famous hat. So, in which case... just put a jacket on.
This should do the trick.
Oh, wow. Let's go then. Let's return to Whitechapel. So am I going to the Wasp's Nest? Because I got to go see Bluto.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're going to the zoo. No, we're not. We're going to the pub. Pub. Hello.
Let's go to the Wasp's
You
Nest.
look scary. Don't hurt me. I'm gonna save it. Just in case Bluto gets a little bit annoyed with me. Let's go!
There's something here. Old Tong.
Otong.
There's something here. I need something. There's something here. I see a jewel. It's fallen between the floorboards.
Oh no, I'm not very good at these. Right. Okay. Now I want that to go all the way down to the bottom. Right, let's shift that way. Let's try and get that up. That doesn't go the whole way up. I need that to actually go the whole way down. If I do that there, let's shift them up. How he's doing all this with tweezers, I do not know. Let's do that. No, see, I needed the comb to go up. Because that's just not getting me anywhere. Right. So that goes down. That goes across. That goes there. That goes across. That goes across. That goes up. So that means sugar. And then if we chuck that down, that way, bring that there, I have no idea what I'm doing. I move the spoon, that up, then let's chuck that there. No. That up, that way, that way. No, I don't want to do that. That down. That down. I need to move the amulet across. I feel like I'm close. If I bring the broken plate down, that way, bring that up, that right across. Haha! I did it!
A Hebrew inscription. Going by the length of the chain, it must belong to a child.
Knocky knocky.
Hello there. You looking for a gas man?
It's very posh talking gas man.
You really a gasser? You sure it isn't a bobby?
Well, if you don't need me, I'll be on my way then. I've already been paid up.
Stay. Who paid you?
A doctor, Marston, I think he was. He told me you'd talk to me about a foreigner, name of Tumblety, if I did you a favour.
Right, mate. Might happen.
Might be a knot.
What is it you need me to do then?
Listen to me. At the end of Whitechapel, there's an abandoned dump of a house.
So by Finley's.
Opposite Finley's boarding house. Upstairs in the mess where the gas pipes are, you'll find a sack with something heavy inside. If you look in, you'll regret it here. You find it, you bring it here, and you don't tell a soul, right?
Got it. And then you'll tell me about this Tumblety so that I can report back to the doc?
Yeah, doctors know people. And since you is here, it's because he'll move mountains for his American. Me, I don't know much. But you can tell him that he'll have to talk to Squibby. He seems to know lots about plenty.
So then go and find
When
Squibby.
you come back with a sack, I'll tell you what he needs to tell Squibby so that he snitches on the yank to him.
Right.
Believe me, mate, it's as explosive as 10 miles worth of gas in your damn pipes.
Right.
Right then, I'm off.
Go. Give me some air.
I could arrange for the police to come down here and arrest this thug, but he seems pretty tough and would probably be a lot less cooperative than if I play along. It's best I handle this myself, including meeting the mysterious Squibby.
Right.
What'll it be?
I have nothing to ask.
Oh. So let's go to the boarding house then. Apologies if you can hear the dog going crazy outside. Right, I'm at the wasp's nest. Okay.
It's the abandoned house that Bluto pointed out to me. He must have set up his hideout there. There's a strange smell coming from this old building. Good day, Finley.
Good day, sir. Have we met before?
It's me, Sherlock Holmes, but I don't want it to be known that I'm here. Can I count on you?
Has he got a tattoo, or is that a
Certainly,
fake
Mr. Holmes.
one?
I shall be as silent as the grave.
But poor choice of wording.
Your tenant, Dr. Tumblety, is he here?
I don't think so, but go and find out.
Oh.
It would seem you've been having some gas problems.
Don't talk to me about it. The problem is from the abandoned house not far from here, but nobody
Literally
has come
right
to take
there.
care of it.
Perhaps I could go and take a look. Do you have a ladder?
No, but I think in the pile of wood under the stairs there is one in pieces. And if you also need something from the scrap heap, some old tools or who knows what, feel free to take it, Mr. Holmes. But leave the dishes in good condition.
Righto.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Alright.
Water. A broken hammer. I will have to find a handle.
Alright.
This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines. Part of a perfume atomizer.
Right. And then...
This old cloth could be used as a mask. I must moisten my makeshift mask.
Ah. Water. By the time I finished, it'll be fucking dry again. I got a lot of shit.
There,
Moist.
this damp cloth will do for a mask. This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines.
Right.
Finley's ladder is smashed to pieces, but all the parts appear to be here. This must be a piece of the ladder. This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines. This must be a piece of the ladder. A heap of rusted iron crockery. Part of a perfume atomizer.
Oh, good lord. Anything I...
This must be a piece of the ladder. This must be a piece of the ladder.
This must be taking the piss. Oh no, wrong one.
This window appears to be the only way out.
So, oh, look at all this. Right, so... Oh, I can combine stuff. Right. Right, so let's put the pipes up here. Wooden pole. Ah, I get it. That's better. I don't want to use...
This window appears to be the only way out.
I think I need something to attach the ladder, like some nails or something. Haha.
Some old nails. They may come in handy.
That's what I was asking for. And then the hammer. Douche. Lovely, 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 lovely.
This window appears to be the only way out.
So that's why I asked you to use the ladder.
I hope this ladder will support my weight.
Right, there's me mask.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm ingenious. My brain is starting to hurt.
My cloth mask won't make much difference, but I'll be able to inspect the room for a few seconds.
It's proper gassy.
Someone left here in a hurry, presumably because of the gas leak.
Oh.
The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape. A small torch, a useful tool for opening safes, I would assume, but the gas bottle is empty.
I wonder how long it'll be till Sherlock Holmes passes out.
Didn't have time to escape. The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape.
I'll look at that in a minute.
This iron bar will help me.
But how, good sir? And he's just down there fixing his wheel. Right.
I need something.
Iron bar, maybe?
The leak is coming from here. The satchel is behind these pipes. This explains why the thug wanted someone who knew about gas. He must have hidden it there in great haste and broke the pipes in the process. The satchel seems to be quite stuck. I don't think I can get it out without passing out. For good. I need a more suitable mask. The kind used by tanners would do nicely.
Okay, so we head back to Tanner's. Could ask Finley, he might know someone.
How is your investigation going, Mr. Holmes?
Not great, mate, not great.
I'll be needing a mask of the sort tanners use. Do you know where...
Go check in the little lane across from the clinic. At the cobbler's, perhaps.
Ah, yeah. Of course.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Didn't think of the cobblers. And maybe the jewel will get him to speak to me. Off we go. Excuse me, good sir.
How do, sir?
Hello. I'm sorry to say, but I'm closing.
I am here because I found this.
Abraham's beard. The son of one of my neighbors was beaten in the street a few weeks ago and it was stolen from him. If you would give it to me, I promise to return it to him and get you a reward.
Money doesn't interest me.
Who are you, sir? And what do you want from me?
I'm a friend of Dr. Watson's. You know him, don't you?
In that case, welcome. Dr. Watson is a great man, and I would be pleased to help one of his friends.
Amazing.
You work the leather and perhaps even tan it yourself. I believe tanners wear special masks to protect themselves from the toxic emissions given off by the vats used to soak the leather. I have a gas leak to fix, and I won't survive without something effective to protect myself with.
Go see my cousin Abraham, who has a pet shop a little further down the road. Tell him that Isaac sent you. That's me.
Solomonovich.
I'll be off now.
My regards to Dr. Watson.
So here we go again, playing skivvy. Just for my own benefit. So just down the road. What, this road? Aha. Importer of exotic animals.
This is a pet shop.
Oh, so we have a snake, a raccoon, very exotic, a bird. Oh, that cage is far too small for that dog. Excuse me, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
You must be Abraham Solomonovich. I came on behalf of your cousin, Isaac. He said that you might be able to help me. I need a good mask to protect me from gas emissions so I can repair a leak.
Yes, it should help you. But I let it drop into the big snake cage, and they are very dangerous beasts. I don't know how to retrieve it.
But you must be equipped to deal with these creatures safely, surely.
Of course, but I broke my hook. It should be over there. If you succeed in getting that beast from its cage, you will be doing me a great favor.
Right.
I have the broken hook. I can repair it, but I'll need some materials. Perhaps I'll find some material at Isaac's that will be of use.
What may be?
This cage must do to hold the snake.
Nope.
This cage must do to hold the snake. This cage must do to hold the snake.
I'll be back, geezer.
Perhaps I'll find some material at Isaac's that will be of use.
That's where I'm going. What are you watching me for? These are all funny looking people, aren't they?
I need a few items for your cousin Abraham. May I borrow them for you?
Of course. You're welcome.
This should do the trick.
So that's a stick.
This should do the trick.
Pliers. Hammer? Is that it?
This may come in handy.
Twine. Let's try and put them together. Oh my god, look at all the shit I'm holding. So can we combine that with that? Iron thread and wrap them together and then use the tongs to tighten it. Bang in. Let's head back to the pet shop, get the snake, get the mask, do the gas leak. Can I not come in? Thank you. Right.
No, I can't do that.
Why?
This cage will do the trick. The mesh is small enough.
I see. Now, Mr. Snake, if you could be so kind.
There we are. Magnificent. If I may ask, why did you have such equipment?
I haven't always had a pet shop, my friend. I was a butcher for many years.
A butcher, you say?
I wasn't serious enough to be a real meat man, and I was looked down upon in the community. I found myself carting carcasses from the slaughterhouse, a repugnant job in which you catch vile illnesses. It breaks you before you're out of your 30s. Thus, I had the idea to make this mask with a sort of filter, and it worked. Since then, I have quit that work, and with my little savings, I started this business. I lived through the death of thousands of animals. Now I am devoted to their lives. If you are interested, I could sell you a little canary, for example.
No,
thank you. Let's return to the boarding house.
Oh my god. Blurry, blurry, blurry. I don't feel like I've given much commentary during this, but it took a lot of brain power and concentration. None of which I have this week. Oh, I need my mask on. Haha.
The satchel, rather heavy and firmly wedged. Dislodging it will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must repair this leak before I can get the satchel out.
Oh, shit in hell. Right. Done. What's this for? I stick that on here.
There isn't enough gas. The pressure isn't high enough.
Right. So what the fuck do you want me to do about that? Oh, I see. So I need all the gas to come down to that bottom pipe. There's a tiny little bit of gas going to there. And there's some gas going there, right. So let's turn that off. What about this one? I need to turn that one off. Oh, that one is off. Like this one, turn that one's off. But then again, that one was also off. Oh no, I need that one on. Haha! So now... Oh, that's loud. Let's see. So now what? I'm guessing I've got to get all the gas to go through here.
Elementary.
That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Give me the bag.
This much talked
I'm
about
off.
satchel is very heavy
Kitty!
and seems to contain metal dishes. I told Bluto that I wouldn't look inside, but I've little need to. It's quite obvious that it's full of silverware. Full of crockery, the satchel makes the same noise.
Okay, let's go.
There is still gas in here. Looking at the state of this cat, it won't survive much longer if it stays here.
Come here, kitty kitty.
Let's go to the wasp's nest.
Come here, kitty kitty. Okie dokie.
Let's go to...
Okay, let's go to the wasp's nest. Where's me map? No, I didn't want that. I'm gonna save it. Oh, clicky neck. Okay, and on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Once again, no progress as such on the Jack the Ripper thing, but we're getting there with Bluto. We've solved the gas issue, and now we've found a cat. So in the next one, I know I keep saying it, but hopefully we get to start finding out more about Jack the Ripper. And we'll just carry on our journey. It seems now that like Sherlock and not Holmes, that's the same person. Sherlock and Watson have split up. So to cover more ground, they may find more information. But we will see in the next one. So until that time, you will take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.